What verse is that?
That was 10.
Go ahead.
So verse 11. I have taught thee in the way of wisdom. I have led thee in right path.
See? While you in this sanctuary, go ahead.
When thou goest, thy steps shall not be straightened.
Yeah, thy steps shall not be straightened. When you deal with it, it means narrow to bind. Okay? Bind you up. In other words, hold you back. So, getting this wisdom, your step shall not be held back. In other words, you shall see things clear to where you can maneuver. All right? Because you're superior. Go ahead.
And when thou runnest, thou shalt not stumble.
When thou runnest, thou shalt not stumble. So what I want to do is look up that word stumble, which I know what it means. It goes into being weak. So I want the brothers to, look it up. I mean, it goes into the word weak, which you mentioned feeble, okay? But we know that goes into weak, okay? So, matter of fact, one of y'all can look up the word feeble. Yeah, feeble. Yeah. If you don't mind. And it should say the word feeble there. When you look it up, in the blue letter. Let him bring it out first, and then you can bring out what you got. Y'all bear with us too. The brother a little bit under the weather, so y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all bear with us, man.
It's Strong's H3782. Shell is to make feeble, make weak.
See? So, what you got?
Feeble in the etymology. Lacking strength.
Lacking strength.
Fight.
Huh?
Fight.
See? The key is lacking strength. So you're weak. So read that for me again, the scripture.
All right, this is Proverbs chapter 4, verse 12. When thou goest, thy steps shall not be straightened.
Thy steps shall not be straight to where you bind up. You should see everything clear. Okay? Because you're superior. Okay? Go ahead.
And when thou runnest, thou shalt not stumble.
When thou runnest, thou shalt not stumble. So when you moving, thou shalt not be weak. So a person that don't have this wisdom of the Bible, you automatically know when they maneuver, they weak. Because they ain't got the wisdom of YAHAWASHI, man. They weak in the spirit. They ain't seeing things clearly. That's why when you tell people concerning prophecy and things that's, to come in this world, they can't see it because they ain't seeing things clearly, man. Okay? They being held back by wickedness, pride. Okay, the wickedness got them blinded, and the pride got them blinded, and they being held back from seeing these things happening because they not getting wisdom. They not hearing the house of YAHAWASHI. They not taking heed and getting understanding of these scriptures. They can't see clearly, man. They weak in the spirit, man. Okay, read that for me again.
This is Proverbs chapter 4, verse 12. When thou goest, thy steps shall not be straightened, and when thou runnest, thou shalt not stumble.
Thou shalt not stumble, man. Thou shalt not be weak when you maneuver, man. Okay, in this world, man, because you know this place is over with, man. Okay, you know this place is over with, man. The people that sit outside this sanctuary, they weak, man. They weak in the spirit, man. They can't see things clearly, man, because they ain't got the wisdom, man. You see? They don't fear YAHAWASHI, man. They pride, they consume the wickedness, man. Okay? So when they make their move in this world, they moving weak, man. Okay? They not moving with wisdom, man. So what verse is that?
That was 12. All right, this is 13. Take fast hold of instruction.
Take fast whole of instructions, man. Go ahead.
Let her not go, keep her, for she is thy life.
For she is thy life, man. The wisdom that's in this Bible is your life, man. You see, while you in this sanctuary, get this wisdom, man. Start from the elder apostle, the GMS on down. We encourage you, starting with YAHAWASHI and the elder apostle GMS on down. We encourage you while you in this sanctuary to get this wisdom, man. Because this is your life. You know what I'm saying? All them things in the world, man, that's not your life, man. That's not it. Even though we in the world, you got to maneuver, but that's not your life, man. Everything that you see in this world is temporary, man. Everything you see is upside down, backwards, man. It's temporary, man. This is what the truth is, man. In this sanctuary, man. That's separate from everybody else, man. Separate from the world, man. What verse is that?
That was 13.
Go ahead.
It's 14. It's verse 14. Enter not into the path of the wicked.
Don't follow what the people of the world is doing, man. You're in a separate sanctuary, man. You're in the holy sanctuary, man. Don't follow what them people are doing in the world, man. Okay? Fulfilling the lust of the flesh. You know what I'm saying? Because the main thing that these people are doing in the world, man, they trying to establish themselves in America. They chasing money. That's what the men is doing. Trying to establish themselves in America. I ain't talking about the women, I'm talking about the men. Trying to establish themselves in America, chasing money and chasing women. That's what they doing, man. When they supposed to be chasing this wisdom so they can become superior, man. They supposed to be looking toward the future so they can become superior, man, and rule in the next world that's coming, man. Because this place upside down backwards. Mo-5 gonna destroy this place. This place is temporary. Okay? So this is what's gonna make you independent, not money, contrary to popular belief. Because people think money make them independent. Nah, it don't make you independent from the laws of YAHAWASHI because you can get money and be going off. And the Most High can set you up for judgment, but you might not make it out of that judgment. You might knock the spirit out of you. But with this wisdom, you become superior and you learn how to maneuver and not abuse the Most High mercy and love to where you won't get destroyed. They have mercy on you. Just calling yourself independent, focus on money, and that's your heart desire, you're gonna be out of there. And like I always tell brothers, going and trying to get money, it's gonna bring leeches, man. And people gonna be trying to get it out of you, man. They're gonna bring leeches, man. When you dealing with this wisdom, yeah, leeches come around you, but the Most High, YAHAWASHI, shows you how to maneuver. If you just focus on money and look and saying, look, this is what's gonna make me independent, them leeches gonna eventually take hold of you and you gonna continue to do wickedness, and guess what? The Most High gonna destroy you, because guess what? The end game for this money system is the microchip. And if your mind state is focused on money, and you looking at that like that's gonna give you independence, when Esau offer that chip, you're gonna take it.
And go not.
Wisdom gonna have you deny that. Wisdom gonna have you concerned about the judgment of YAHAWASHI, and wisdom gonna have you thinking about the kingdom of heaven. Go ahead, bro.
And go not in the way of evil men.
Go not in the way of evil men, man. 66.6% of our people, that's the mind state that they're in. They're in the mind state of evil men, man. They don't have faith in YAHAWASHI, according to the scripture. They got their own interpretation. Now, how they feel, their own opinion, not according to the wisdom of the scriptures, man. Read that for me again, Baba Kushai.
This is Proverbs chapter 4, verse 14. Enter not into the path of the wicked, and go not in the way of evil men.
Yeah. That's it on that?
It's got 15.
Right.
It says, avoid it, pass not by it, turn from it, and pass away.
Yeah. That's what you do, man. And when you got wisdom, that's what you would do, man. not to abuse the mercies of YAHAWASHI, thinking, oh, well, just because I got away with going against YAHAWASHI, this time I can do it again. Yeah, man. He gonna open up on you. I did that, like put my head down, because that's the way of a wicked man, man. He gonna open up on you, man. The Heavenly Father and His Son is patient, man. They'll swing back around, man. You think they forgot, they'll swing back around and get you, man, and you might not survive when they get you. You see? Thinking that you're independent from their judgment and their law. Talking to you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. You know? So, that's it on that.
Can I read two more verses?
Go ahead, bro.
All right, I'll jump to verse 18 and 19. It says, but the path of the just is as the shining light that shineth more and more unto the perfect day.
See? Unto the perfect day, man. What's the perfect day? When we set up and rule it, man. When YAHAWASHI come back, set us up and we rule it, man. As a nation of people, man. Starting with the elect first. Go ahead.
In verse 19, the way of the wicked is as darkness. They know not at what they stumble.
They know not what they stumble, man. You see? They can't see clearly, man. You see? They can't see clearly, man. And they weak. That's what it is, man. So give me 2 Timothy 3 and 14 and read down to 15. You hold Psalm 119. Psalm 119.
This is 2 Timothy 3, verse 14.
Read it loud, so they can read it, because you know.
2 Timothy 3, verse 14. But continue thou in the things which thou hast learned and has been assured of.
See? Go ahead.
Knowing of whom thou hast learned them.
Go ahead.
Verse 15. And that from a child thou hast known the holy scriptures, which are able to make thee wise unto salvation through faith which is in Hamashiach YAHAWASHI.
See that? Man, that's clear. That's plain. Read it for them one more time so they can catch it out.
Verse 14. Start at 14. 2 Timothy 3:14. But continue thou in the things which thou hast learned.
While you in this sanctuary. Go ahead.
And hast been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them.
So we learned it from YAHAWASHI through the apostles and elders of GMS on down. Okay? The brothers. Go ahead.
Verse 15. And that from a child thou hast known the holy scripture.
See? From a child. So we knew this in our past life. See? Go ahead.
Which are able to make thee wise unto salvation.
Which is able to make thee wise unto salvation. That we may get delivered, man. And sit on thrones, man. Okay? To where our superiority will be manifest in the world. Right now they can't see it. They think we bums and they think we wasting our time. But they don't know that we superior. The more we get into these scriptures, the more these prophecies kick off, the closer we are sitting on thrones, man, to deliver. And it's going to be manifest in this world, man, that we are the kings of the earth, man, up under YAHAWASHI, man. Go ahead, bro.
Which are able to make thee wise unto salvation through faith, which is in Hamashiach YAHAWASHI.
See that? So give me what you got in Psalms 119 and 98, verse 98. Psalm 119 and verse 98.
Psalms, right?
119, verse 98. It's a lot of verses now.
Oh, okay, man. I was thinking I was already here. Okay. It's like I was thinking I was here. All right, this is Psalms chapter 119, verse 98. So thou through thy commandments has made me wiser than mine enemies.
See? Through the commandments of YAHAWASHI have made us wiser than our enemies. Right? Okay? Who is our enemy? all these other nations and 2/3. You see? All these other nations and 2/3, man. Let's prove that one of our enemies is Esau Edom. We have become wiser than Esau Edom, man. Let's get Deuteronomy 28 and like 46, 47, somewhere up in there.
46 says, and they shall be upon thee for a sign, for a wonder.
All right. What about 54? Somewhere down there. So serve thy enemy. Somewhere up in there.
53.
You shall put a yoke of iron on thy neck.
Deuteronomy 28.
Yeah.
That's at 40. I can start at 46, 47. The yoke of iron is 48.
All right. Start there. Call and read it.
All right, this is
They shall run into it.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
Let's talk about the curses that's in Deuteronomy 28 and 15 on down. Go ahead.
Because thou hast servants, not YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, thy power, with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things. Verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness.
So that happened to us throughout captivity, and captivity. And this is the last captivity. So our enemy is what? Is who? Esau Edom, man. See? This is the last captivity that we in as a people, man. So the enemy is Esau Edom. But over there in Psalm 119 and 98 said these commandments have made us wiser than our enemies, man. See, we're going to be superior and over our enemies, man. You see? This the future, man. We in it. This is it, man. You brothers looking for who you are in this sanctuary, this separate sanctuary, you find out, man, that the future, when you get wisdom, the future is you're going to be superior over all these other nations getting this wisdom, man. And you see it clearly with this understanding, man. You become wiser, man, than your enemies, man, because you see. You see, the enemies, they in darkness, man. They think they're going to prevail. And 2/3 of our people think America's going to last forever. That's why they're going to take that chip and get destroyed. See? Thinking they're going to gain independence by taking that chip. But that ain't doing nothing but putting, which is the mark of the beast, ain't doing nothing but putting them in subject to Esau Edom forever. But the Most High going to intervene and destroy Esau and his kingdom at 2/3. Go ahead, bro.
And in want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed it.
So an enemy, okay? That's what an enemy is going to do. So go back to Psalms 119 and 98.
This is Psalms chapter 119, verse 98. Thou through thy commandments has made me wiser than my enemies.
Yeah, wiser, man. To what? To salvation, man. We see it. We see who salvation is for. These other nations ain't getting that. They ain't gonna be superior on earth. They out of there. Go ahead.
For they are ever with me.
For they are ever with me. Them laws are gonna be put in our inward parts, man. According to the second covenant, man. In Hebrews the 8th chapter and in Jeremiah 31, man. In 31, on down. See? That's it on that particular verse. All right. So give me